Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. As some of you already know, I research hundreds of games each and every month, looking for the hidden gems and upcoming releases that few people know about. I think I've looked at over 5,000 games since starting the channel, and it does take a lot of time, but I do enjoy hunting for those hidden gems. Now, when I find something great, I'll often put together a first look or a preview video featuring the game and then post it on the channel. In fact, my first look playlist is just loaded with awesome games that I've discovered over the last 6 months or so. Well, despite all of the games included in that playlist, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't done so already, despite all of those games that I've created videos for, I still have dozens and dozens more that I've discovered and that I'm pretty excited about that are just sitting in my queue waiting for me to get together a video for them. Now, there simply isn't enough time to make videos for all of the games that I've got in my list, but I do want to get them on your radar so that you can learn about them and maybe wish list and follow the ones that you find interesting, as I have done. I always like learning about games very, very early and then tracking their development, even if they're not available to purchase yet. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 5 of those games, and we're going to call this the top upcoming PC games video series, and I expect there to be several episodes because I got many, many games in my queue. And we'll include games here that are either in early access now or that haven't even made it that far yet. You'll still be able to, wish list and follow these and at least have them on your radar. And then you can kind of stay tuned for future developments. And a lot of these will end up making their way to the Glidercat channel in a first look video or even a Let's Play series. Now, the theme of this edition is Space Colony Survival, and we'll look at 5 upcoming games that kind of fit that loose genre. So let's jump right in and get started. First up, it's InfraSpace, which is a survival space station simulator with elements of tower defense. It's being developed by Cool and Good Games, and I've been following its development for about six months now, I'd say. The description on Steam says, establish a mining colony, expand and research new station modules, and defend against the ever-increasing invasion of aggressive alien disease. Construct your rigs with loads of different modules and grow them into fully fledged autonomous mining colonies. Mine asteroids, manage colonists and crew, and defend against the ever-increasing cosmic threat. Will you spread your resources to create a fleet of smaller rigs with designated roles, or will you construct a bulky and slow station with some serious firepower? The choice is yours. Take on various missions in the sector for the highest bidder and eventually create your own mining empire. You will haul cargo, conduct research for new modules and tools, scan asteroids, build stations, and extract resources from harsh environments, all the while defending from an ancient alien force. So that is somehow how the game is described on the Steam store page. For me, I think it's mostly the graphics and attention to detail that's drawn me to this game. Everything in the footage we're watching now just looks amazingly immersive to me, and I can't wait to get my hands on InfraSpace and play. Now, I've chatted with several times with the developer on Discord, but it's really just a waiting game until they have the game ready to share. And I've pinged the developer several times, and I've been waiting for a long time. But I know it's getting closer. Not too long ago, they did have a live stream to showcase where the game was. It looks very, very cool, as you can see in this footage. Now, as I record this, InfraSpace does not yet have an official release date. Again, they did have a live stream event a couple months ago that I watched where they showed off the game. I know they're working on it pretty aggressively and want to get it out. There's not a lot of information available about the game right now, but everything I have seen, again, just looks very, very awesome to me. So this one is on my wish list for sure, and it's one of the games I check nearly daily to see if there's developments on. Now, it's an ambitious project, and again, not available yet, so it's anybody's guess as to when we'll get a chance to play. That said, if you like space survival games, then InfraSpace is probably a game you want to get on your wish list. Like I said, this is one of the few games, I have dozens that I keep track of. This is one of the few that I check literally almost every day to see if there's been developments on it. I'm really anxious to try this one out. Next up, it's InfraSpace, and this one's being developed by a 3-person team called Dionic Software. You might recognize that name if you've played the game Founder's Fortune. They're the studio that's put that game out. It's very, very popular on Steam. So here's some of what it says about InfraSpace on Steam. Humanity has discovered the technology to make artificial wormholes in order to jump vast distances through space. Unfortunately, these wormholes require portals of enormous size which no small team of astronauts can build on their own. As humanity's conquest of space continues, it's your job to build an outpost in a far-off world capable to handle the huge amounts of resources and work necessary to build a portal. InfraSpace is a sci-fi city builder, but every resource you produce has to go through your transport infrastructure. In order to thrive in this solar system, you'll not only have to start mining operations and manage your production chains, but you'll also need to make sure your road network is up to the task. InfraSpace simulates every single car. Each resource you produce needs to be transported to a factory for processing, and each product you manufacture needs to go to a habitat for consumption. Your road network can handle a lot, but without your oversight, it will grind down to a halt and eventually drown in traffic. Build highways, roundabouts, and multi-lane roads to ensure the production heart of the city keeps on beating. So that's some of what it says about the game on Steam. Now, I had the opportunity to play the very first alpha version of InfraSpace several months ago, and it was a lot of fun. There's some InfraSpace videos here on the channel from way back then if you want to check out some of that very early gameplay. But I got to say, the team has been working extremely hard on the game since that time, and the game has improved by leaps and bounds. It looks different, it plays different, there's less bugs, there's nicer looking buildings. So those older videos don't give it justice, but I do hope to put more on the channel. Now, some of the trailer footage we're watching here is relatively new, and to me it looks just great. Now, as I record this, their website still has a link where you can sign up to become a playtester for their alpha program. So if this looks like a game you'd be interested in, definitely go check that out, and you might get an early chance to play and hopefully be able to provide some valuable feedback back to the developers as they continue to work on the game. That helps them, that helps all of us. Now, I know several subscribers to the Glidercat channel are already in the alpha program and have been playing it and providing feedback, so that's all very cool. Hopefully it's still open, I'm not positive, but I'll include a link to their website in the description and you can go check it out. Now, I've also had the opportunity to chat several times with Daniel from the development team, and he's just been super duper nice. So I've got a lot of good feelings about this game. Like I said, I had a ton of fun playing it. The release date on Steam is simply indicated as 2021, so we're going to have to wait and see when that actually is. Hopefully it won't slip beyond 2021. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. And the development team, just as a reminder, again, they have already released a highly successful game in Founder's Fortune, so it's very likely that this is going to turn out to be a huge hit as well. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to try out the latest build and do another Let's Play series as soon as I can get to it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up is Sphere Flying Cities, and this one's being developed by Hexagon Sphere Games. The trailer on this one does a good job of describing the backstory of the game, so I'm not going to talk over it. Let's watch that first, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the game. Okay, let's jump right into the trailer.
We are the last remnants of humanity. When the moon cast its last light, the earth was devastated. Our last hope, the flying cities. Upon the Panopticum stands a scientist, the creator of the anti-gravity device, facing complete annihilation. Below lies the burial ground of our achievements, and all the things we once believed had made us. The cataclysmic onslaught is relentless. threatening our existence with geomagnetic storms, dust, and poison. The device is what pushes us forward. The city and its protective grasp. Commander, you must rise to the task. We will prevail, no matter what the cost.
All right, so that gave a good overview of the backstory for Sphere Flying Cities. Here's a little more description from Steam. It says, as commander, you have been chosen to take control of the flying city in this relentless and unique strategy blend that combines the best elements of the city building and survival game genres. Rebuild and protect society in a seemingly uninhabitable environment. Utilize the anti-gravitation device to navigate your flying city across the globe into the treacherous unknown. Nice word. Stay vigilant, as each decision could have ghastly consequences. Ooh, another good word. Be prepared to lay it on the line to succeed, or else risk losing everything you've worked for. So that all sounds very, very cool. Now, several months ago, they published a free demo as part of the Steam Game Festival. Unfortunately, that demo is no longer available, but at the time I did get a chance to play it, and it was fun, and it seemed very promising. It was a little buggy, to be honest, but they've had some time to work on it. Now, the release date indicated on Steam for Sphere Flying Cities is shown as fall 2021, so assuming there are no slips, we don't have much longer to wait. I'm anxious to play this one again. Like I said, it looked very promising. The setting seemed kind of unique. I know there's other flying city games out there, but this one did seem kind of unique. And again, I enjoyed playing it. Now, if it looks like something you'd be interested in, maybe pop it on the wish list and wait for the release. Okay, moving on, we've got Stardeus. Now, there's a single developer behind this one, and his studio is named Kodo Linea, I believe it's pronounced. I'm not sure if I've got that right. Now, here's some of what it says about the game on the game's official website. Stardeus is a sci-fi colony management simulator with aspects of automation, base building, and space exploration. As an immortal AI, you will rebuild a spaceship and explore a vast procedural universe. Unlock the secrets of alien technology, automate factories in space, and either spoil, neglect, or exploit the human survivors aboard your ship. So it sounds like you can choose to either be a good or an evil artificial intelligence in Stardeus. And it goes on to say, let's see, you can either make your human colony grow and prosper on your spaceship, keep everyone in stasis while you build your space factory, or start a robot uprising to turn everybody into living batteries in order to satisfy your ever-growing demand for electricity. So a little bit of Matrix there. Very cool. Now, there's a ton of detail and features that have been put into this game. I've been following it for quite a while. Let me just touch on a couple that caught my eye. I'm a big fan of automation games, and the Stardeus website mentions that you'll be smelting ores, manufacturing plates, glass, microchips, assembling drone workers, and more. So that all sounds very cool. It says, instead of conveyor belts, the automation pipeline depends on workers hauling materials from one machine to another, and that must be those drone workers I just referred to. And that all seems to be in line with how a lot of colony builders work to move resources around. They obviously don't use conveyor belts. They use the people in the village. But then in terms of your colonists, it says, now your colonists will have various traits that will affect their behavior. For example, someone with cleaning OCD will drop anything they are doing to clean that oil spill they just noticed. And a colonist with a blutophobia will avoid taking showers. So giving colonists personalities and traits, that's become a super popular thing in games that have been coming out during the last several years. Oxygen Not Included comes to mind. And if you played a few colony builders later, then you've likely already experienced that game mechanic. It's very cool. It gives your colonists some uniqueness and some personality. So that's also in Stardeus. Very cool. Now, I've been following this game, as I said, for quite a while, months and months, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. The developer's been working hard on the game, and he frequently streams his development on Twitch. I'll put a link to his website, and you can check that out. And then as I record this, there is a Kickstarter campaign for Stardeus that's about to start. I think it's going to start in a couple days. Now, again, I'll put a link to the game's website in the description, and from there you can find tons more information about the game. They have a really, really good write-up about what's gone into the game, some of the game mechanics and features. You'll also find links to that Kickstarter campaign I mentioned, their Discord server, the Twitch link I mentioned as well, and all that good stuff. So if you like what you see, definitely go check it out. Check out the website, and then consider putting this one on your wish list. I'm not sure when it's going to be available. There may be some more information released during the Kickstarter campaign, so we'll just look for that. And that is Stardeus. All right, and last but not least, we have Translunar Enterprises. This one's being developed by Giron Software. The description for Translunar Enterprises says, explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate in this sandbox universe where players are in full control. Dive into the Translunar universe where you'll manage the economics, production chains, colonies, wars, and research of your corporation, either alone or with friends. Each universe is randomly generated, meaning no two playthroughs will be the same, and you and your opponents will have to think differently each time. If you can't find a peaceful resolution to conflict, you can choose to take up arms, or maybe choose to fuel the fire between other players, then sell your high-tech weaponry to the highest bidder. Each universe has multiple worlds to either colonize or exploit for their resources, and players can either fight for more resources through war, or set up complex trade agreements and gain resources more peacefully. Whether you choose to build entire cities, harvest and collect every resource in the known universe, or become a warlord that makes the strongest of players scream in fear, the decision is up to you to do exactly what you want. Play your way and fulfill your destiny. Now that all looks and sounds pretty good to me. Like other games in this video, I've been following progress on Translunar for several months now. It's got to be at least 6 months. There is no specific release date specified for the game, and the updates from the developer over the past few months have been pretty sparse. That said, there has been some recent activity, so I'm hoping we'll see some momentum building in the coming weeks and months. I think what we can see here in just some of this early footage, looks pretty cool, looks pretty promising, and I like the premise. I'd like to see more. Now, Translunar Enterprises is on my wish list, and again, I think it's got a lot of potential. I intend to keep tracking its development, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting the opportunity to play. I've kept in touch every couple months with the developer, just kind of pinging to see where things are going, and the development is continuing, and it's not a canceled or abandoned project, so we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Translunar Enterprises might be another game that you want to get on your wish list, just so you can kind of keep an eye on it and track progress. So it's another one that I'm hoping to feature on the channel in more depth than what we're doing here. Okay, and there they are, 5 upcoming games that I've been tracking for quite a while and that I thought you might be interested in getting on your radar. Again, most of these games aren't generally available yet at the time of this recording, but remember, you can still sign up for alpha access to InfraSpace on the game's website. At least the time of this recording you can, so I'll put a link to their website in the description. Look for that if you're interested in playing InfraSpace. Also, each of these games is listed in Steam, so you can do as I do and add the ones you're most interested in to your wish list, and then follow them to keep up with development updates and news. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the Glidercat channel, as I hope to feature some or perhaps even all of these games in future videos as they become available to play. Ideally, I could get them all in. It's just kind of a time thing, but they all look very interesting to me. So there'll definitely be some, if not all, featured in future videos. Now, for a somewhat deeper look into upcoming games, I highly recommend checking out my First Look playlist. I think I mentioned that at the top. I'll put a link to it in the description as well, and there's just a ton of awesome games that you can learn about that are in that list. Strongly recommend you check that out if you're interested in new and upcoming games. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. I really mean it, and I'll see you in the next one.